I wanted to do this call with you guys because I truly believe that these three things are the determining factor of the success that you either create or the success that you miss out on. Okay. And so, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about confidence, clarity, and execution on this call. So, if you guys are ready to create more success than ever, this is definitely something you don't want to just be on the call for, but this is something that you want to actually be taking note of and just, really making that game plan for your personal self and your personal goals. I actually got a YouTube video that I just recorded when I was at the gym, and that's why I'm kind of a little bit late for this call. But I was kind of just talking about like blocking out the noise, the voices around you, and just lock in on your vision. So, I definitely recommend you guys, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm about to start dropping more training style content, giving more story times and things like that for some of you guys. And it might be something that may be able to inspire you along your journey. So 773 Josh on YouTube. And that will be dropping within the next day or two. But if this is your very first time being on a call with myself, just to go ahead and quickly introduce myself. My name is Joshua Wheaton, you guys. I've been full-time in entrepreneurship for the past 5 years. And, within these past 5 years, this definitely has not been an easy journey, but it's been a simple journey, meaning the things that I had to do to get to where it is that I am, it was very, very simple work. It was a very, very simple mindset. And it was a very, very simple, a very, very simple process. But at the end of the day, we go through challenges along our journey, and the journey is what actually makes the process seem like it's a hard process. But I believe that the journey becomes a lot more simpler when you have the right mindset. Okay. When you have the right expectations of the journey, when you have the right outlook on the things that are happening to you in your life, I believe that that's what makes the journey easier. It's the mindset. It's not the work being easier. It's not about people's decision making around you being easier. It's not about people around you supporting you more. It's about the mindset that you have towards where it is that you personally want to be and what it is that you desire. And so I love to do these morning dedication calls to just kind of instill in you guys what's been, developed in me over these past few years that's allowed me to even get to where it is that I am. So again, today you could title your notes confidence, clarity, and execution. And so the biggest thing, you guys, I want to tell you guys is a person with a plan will always dominate a person with potential. Okay? That's the first thing I want you guys to think about and write down. A person with the plan will always dominate a person with potential. I'm here to tell you guys happily that every single person on this call has potential. But sadly, most people will never reach their potential because they don't have a plan. They wake up and take every single day by day. They do little by little, and they just expect for at some point all things to just become easier to do and all things to make it more sense and easier sense. Right? So the happy truth is that we all got potential. The sad truth is that most people will never fulfill their potential because they don't have a plan. Okay? Potential is everywhere, but results only come when you actually lock in with confidence and follow through with your plan. Does this make sense? MS in the chat if it's making sense. All right. And so my key message for you guys is that confidence is a decision before it is a feeling. Well, Josh, I just don't feel confident yet. It's because you have not made a decision yet. It's not because your feelings don't matter. It's the decisions and the actions that you take and the mindset that you have that creates your feelings. But everything starts first with a decision. All right, give me 1 second, you guys. I got to get somebody on this call. Right now, I want y'all to take a quick moment, right, and ask yourself, is there anybody that you personally know within the community that should be on this call right now while you're on this call? Right, because that just popped up in my head, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm a bad leader if I don't make sure that this specific person gets on this call, right? Because I have conversations with people in my business on a daily basis, and I know exactly where some people are struggling at, and I know exactly what people really need to get to where they want to be. So if you are a leader on this call and you look at yourself as a leader, you definitely right now, before I go all in, you should reach out to somebody in your business or somebody that you're connected to in business and ask them, yo, where are you? Right? Why are you not on this call? Text this person. I said, where are you at? These are the type of calls that you can't miss. Let me actually, while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and send a couple more text messages. Let's pause the recording real quick. Actually, I don't want to pause it. It's going to stop. And where's her name at? There we go. All right. So I said confidence is a decision before it is a feeling. Okay. Confidence is a decision before it is a feeling. Most people wait to feel confidence, but in business, confidence is something that you decide on before the results and the feelings ever happen. Understand that your results play a role in your feelings. Josh, I'm getting burnt out, man. I'm getting tired, Josh. I mean, it's not happening. That's your feelings, and your feelings is based off of your results. So if you want to have good, happy feelings, you got to get good results. And the only way you get good results is by being confident and taking the right action, right? Taking the action, having the plan and working the plan is what gives you the confidence. Sometimes people wake up and they get in a slump, right? I've been there before. Yeah, if y'all don't think I haven't had to dig myself out of graves in this past 5 years, I had to over and over and over. But I realized that like this is like back testing. It's just like back testing and trading. When you're back testing a trading strategy, you got the strategy, and then you got to go back and look and reflect on what happened in history to see if that strategy really works, to see what's actually going on and what's actually happening to prove yourself right. And so, what I do when I get in certain slumps, I back test and I realize and I reflect and I ask myself, how did I even get to this point? And 99.9 thousand times out of 10, it's because I built up a habit of not doing the things that was going to get me results. And now I'm upset because I don't have the results. And now I'm in a slump. It was day by day after day after day after day after day after day of me not doing what I needed to do, me not plugging in the calls, me not plugging in the trainings, me not working my business, me not studying, me not doing this. It was day after day after day of that happening. And then at some day down the line, I looked at my situation, I looked at my bank account, I looked at my life, and I said, why and how did I get here? Why and how did I get here? And then I sit back and I'm like, damn, why and how did I get here? Most people, they just still be like, why am I here? I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. They keep looking at them being there. I don't dwell in it. I can't. I can't afford to, right? I gotta dig myself out. But I gotta ask myself, how did I even get down here in the first place? And then when I realized what it takes for me to get out of that grave, it's the same things that would have prevented me from falling in the grave in the first place. Does that make sense? When I ask myself, how did I get so down here in this grave? It takes the same things that got me there in reverse to get me out of it, right? And so confidence comes from one, clarity of vision. My question for you is, do you know where you're going? Right? I'm not asking you, do you know what steps to take? I'm asking you, do you know where you're going? Because if you don't know where you're going, you can't even start to try to figure out the steps. I can't help you get somewhere if I don't know where you're trying to go. So my first question is, well, the first thing is confidence, right? Comes from clarity of vision. Question, do you know where you're going? The reason why it's so easy for me to stay focused is because I know where I'm going. I know what I want. I know where I want to end up. I know what I need to have. It's not a question. And then some of y'all might be like, okay, Josh, what steps do I take? Confidence comes from number two, consistency of action. Consistency of action. And some of y'all might feel like, well, Josh, again, I don't know what steps to take. The only reason why you could be here in this environment right now and not know what steps to take is if you don't plug in. That's the only reason why you not know what to do, not know what steps to take, is if you don't plug in. If you miss the Zoom calls, if you don't watch the recordings, if you don't watch the live sessions, if you don't go through the course, if you don't do nothing, of course you ain't gonna know what to do. If you don't plug into nothing, if you're not learning nothing. And then the second reason is because people show up, but they don't take notes. So they sit on this call and they be motivated for a moment, and then they get back to reality. The motivation dies down, and they don't got no notes to go back and look to and say, damn, this is what I need to do. They get off of calls like this. Thank you, Josh. You motivated me. That's not even my purpose here right now. Thank you, Josh. I'm excited. I don't care if you're excited. I care that when we're not talking, you know what to do. What I care about is when I'm doing what I need to do, I already know you doing what you need to do. Because that's the only way we're going to meet each other at the top. We can't meet at the top if we both not moving to the top. If I got to keep running to the top, running to get to the top, coming back down to see if you walking, that's a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for disaster. So for my leaders on this call, I want you to have the same perspective for yourself and your business. A good leader, a good mentor is first a good mentee. So are you taking the action without anybody having to check on you? And then understand, you as a leader, you looking to help other people succeed. You don't need to be checking if nobody moving. Everybody got to move for themselves, but first the expectation is required. Right now, I'm going to just say this real quick. Going into this new week, I'm about to start something called roundtables, right? I'm about to do something called roundtables. And every single week, respectfully, I'm not going to be focused on my entire business. I'm not. Why? Because I've realized the repetition of saying the same thing to the same people and not getting nothing out of it. That doesn't help. So what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to explain more about this maybe tonight on the team huddle, every single week, I'm going to bring in a bunch of people and I'm going to create a subgroup and I'm going to develop leaders out of that subgroup. And once I got 7 days to place people, everybody I bring into the business is going to go to the hardest working leader in that subgroup. Every week, I'm going to develop new leaders. I'm going to do trainings daily. I'm going to be sending personal text messages daily to that group. And I'm going to develop new people. And every single week, y'all going to see an influx of new people. The whole first week, they're not even going to get access to the entire group. All right? And I cannot wait to see how this plays out. Because sometimes people get into environments and they get in situations and they get comfortable where they don't take the information or take the advice and take the guidance the way that they need to. But a lot of new people, they come into the business with the hunger and ambition to do whatever it takes to get quick results, to get quick success. Some people, they've been here for so long, they overthinking what it really takes to win. And I'm gonna be honest with us, ain't none of us been here that long because we're part of a brand new business. So number 2, confidence comes from consistency of action. So my question for you is, are you following through even when it's boring? The money is made in the moments where the work is boring. It's not about the fun. The fun moments of work is the moments that you should just use as inspiration during the boring times. It's not about the Miami event that we about to do this weekend that's going to get you to success. It's about leveraging the Miami event and going back home by yourself in your room and driving that car that you don't want to drive, sleeping in that bed that you don't want to be in, being in that crib that you don't want to be in, and do the freaking work. That's the moment that's going to get every moment to be a movie, right? It's about the consistency of doing the work when the work is, even when it's boring. Studying is boring. Sometimes sitting on Zoom calls can be boring, but that's the moments that actually develop you, right? Number three, confidence comes from community of support. Are you plugging into the calls, the mentorship, and feedback? Right? Like I mentioned, it's all about plugging in. Are you plugging in? You always gonna feel like you're doing this by yourself. You always gonna feel alone. You always gonna feel like you're the only person struggling if you don't plug in. If you don't be seen, heard, and felt a part of the community. So I want to do a quick vision check. Right? Understand, you guys. Give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta turn this air on. My eye hurts. I don't know what's going on. So understand, you guys, that your vision is your responsibility. Drop a one in the chat if you can hear me in that clip. You hear me, right? Your vision is your responsibility. It is nobody else's job. It is nobody else's mission. It is nobody else's responsibility to come up with your vision. Your vision is your responsibility. No one else is going to believe in it like you do. It's nobody else's job to say, hey, Shania, you chasing your vision? No. Nobody is going to say, hey, Jocks, you're getting distracted, bro. You still chasing your vision? No, that is your responsibility. Nobody is going to say, hey, Darius, I believe in your vision, bro. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to just do it with you. I'm going to just follow you. If you're waiting for that, you're never going to see your vision in reality. So you can't wait for that. No, is no one else. No, understand, no one else is going to believe in it like you do. The reason why I could show up every single day, no matter how many people on the call, no matter how many people are following directions, no matter how many people are doing what, is because I have a non-wavering vision of where it is that I'm going and what it is that I'm doing. I have a non-wavering vision, right? And so because your vision is your responsibility, it's your job to protect it. It's your job. Every single day, it is your job to protect your vision, to nurture your vision, and help your vision become reality. Comment "it's my job" in the chat. Some of y'all want to quit y'all job so bad. This is your number one job. I'm not gonna lie. Your vision is your number one job. If not, if you clocking in for somebody else's vision before you clocking in and holding yourself accountable to your own, you're working backwards. I got a job. And my job is nurturing my vision, you guys. So, one, right? This means one, avoid distractions. What are some of these distractions? Comparison. Oh, but Darius is moving a lot faster than me. He's understanding it. It's clicking. He's making money. I'm not making money. Oh, that girl got to six figures at 20 and I'm 23. Oh my goodness. Comparison is a distraction. Social media scrolls, right? Social media scroll holes, right? Just scrolling all day, right? That is a distraction. The next big distraction is doubt. Doubt is a distraction. I cannot afford to doubt. I cannot afford to doubt. I'm not rich enough to be doubting. And I believe that a lot of people on this call are not rich enough to be doubting. Y'all know how they say getting rich ain't easy, or they say being broke hurts, or being broke is hard and getting rich is hard. Choose your hard, right? We're not rich enough to be out here doubting, right? Second thing, right? Your job means saying no to what doesn't align. I was like, man, yesterday I called my brother Darius. Actually, my brother Darius called me. Shout out to Darius, man. He FaceTimed me. My grandfather was singing at church, and Darius and my family, they live back in Chicago. So Darius FaceTimed me, my grandfather singing at church. And, I was talking to Darius afterwards. I'm like, yeah, bro, I think I'm finna go to this like little day party thing. I'm finna network. I'm trying to, get some good connections out here. Y'all know I went to that little day party thing. I parked my car. I walked up, I scanned my little thing to get in. I'm like, yeah, where the bathroom at? I walk, I observe the scene, I go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay. It was a rooftop party supposed to be. All right. And so I found it on Eventbrite. And so I'm like, all right, cool, cool, cool. That wasn't really my crowd yet. And I'm like, I might be a little bit early because nobody's on the rooftop. They got the rooftop blocked off right now. Okay, cool. 5 o'clock back. I go back to my car and I sit in my car for like 20 minutes. And I'm just looking. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm observing the people that's coming in there. And I'm like, I'm about to go back home. And I literally went back home, and it wasn't because the party didn't look like a vibe. That just didn't align with what I'm on. It just looked like an environment for a bunch of people who had no better plans to just have an excuse to get out and drink. I was looking for a crowd of people who probably was gonna want to talk. It was people in there ain't have no clothes on for real. I'm like, yeah, this is not at Sunday at 4 p.m. This is not my vibe. This is not my vibe. So I said no to it. I didn't say no to it not because I couldn't have had a good time. Definitely probably could have had a good time. Definitely could have networked, not network probably for the not the right reasons. And that's why I left. Right? So you got to say no to what doesn't align. I say no to a lot of things on a regular basis. Ideas, things pop up in my head like, I should do this. I should invite somebody over. I should, I should, no, 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 no. I be thinking about going out spending money unnecessarily. No. All right. I'm the type of person when I get bored, I want to go out to eat. When I get bored, I want to go spend money. That's my boredom. When I get bored, that's what I be wanting to do. Like that's my the back of my mind, the bad habits. I'd be like, I'm doing kind of good now. I could go have fun. No. All right. And so when I tell myself no, I start to do things that do align immediately. You got to course correct yourself. It's like a dog, right? When you don't want a dog to do something, you got to catch it in the middle of the act, or a baby, and you got to correct it quickly, or else the habit is going to develop. The habit is going to build up. Next, remind yourself daily why you started. I got 2 alarms that go off on my phone. All right. I got 2 alarms that go off on my phone. No, 3. And every time this alarm goes off 3 times a day, I pull this out of my wallet and I read my goals. This alarm goes off early in the morning when I first wake up. This alarm goes off in the middle of the day when I might be stressed out, when I might be grinding, I might be feeling overloaded. And then this alarm goes off at the end of the night when I'm laying down about to go to sleep. And I read that 3 times a day. All right. So I want to give you guys an exercise. Right now, ask yourself, what is one distraction that I need to remove this week in order to follow through with my vision? All right. And I want y'all to drop some in the chat. What is one distraction that you need to remove this week in order to follow your vision? Drop it in the chat for those who want to be honest and want to hold themselves accountable. Scrolling, might be smoking, might be drinking, might be girls, might be guys. See scrolling, I see social media, I see video games. Perfect. Could I challenge y'all? Could I challenge y'all today? Could I challenge y'all? Okay. Now, how much time do y'all think y'all need a day to be productive on social media? I mean, like shoot some DMs, all right? I think 1 hour, I think 1 to 2 hours is long. I say 30 minutes. See, y'all trying to scroll. Y'all trying to scroll. Y'all giving yourself excuses to scroll. I say to shoot maybe about 15 to 30 to 50 DMs. Probably it'll take maybe like 15, 20 minutes. If you create your content and you edit your content and you save it in your favorites and your photos, and then when you're ready to post it, you put it in your drafts and you just post it or you schedule it, that takes about 5-10 minutes. So I'll give y'all 30 minutes to an hour. If you're tired of endlessly scrolling and you really want to lock in on your goals, 30 minutes to an hour. But here's the challenging part. Y'all ready for the challenging part? Delete the app. Delete the app. Re-download the app. Do your 30 minutes to an hour of productive work. And then download the app, do your work, and uninstall the app. Video games. Video games. Unplug the whole system and put it under your bed this week. Unplug the whole system and put it under your bed. Girls, anytime you think about a girl, open your bank account. Brothers, my brothers, anytime you think about a girl, open your bank account. I'm being dead serious. Being dead serious. Smoking? Smoking. Anytime you think about smoking, go to Google and look up some bad lungs. Read the side effects. And ask yourself, is that your vision? Is that your vision? Let me see what the rest of y'all distractions. I'm being, look, right or wrong, yes or no? Yes or no? Are these some good ways to stop yourself from getting distracted? Yes or no? And then for those that smoke, look at your bank account because that junk is not cheap. That stuff is not cheap. So go Google some bad lungs and the side effects of smoking every time you think about smoking. And go look at your bank account and ask yourself, is this smoke getting richer or am I getting richer? Is the weed man getting richer? Is the gas station selling you them cigarettes getting richer? Or is you getting richer? That's my question. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Something that helped me stop spending money aimlessly, like it was a moment of time where I would literally just eat to eat. It was a time where I was broke when I was a kid and we had to just eat whatever was available. But then I started getting a little bougie. And then I'm like, all right, Josh, you getting too bougie. You eating salmon and all type of stuff every day. Who you think you is? You talk about you pescatarian. Who you think you is? You're too broke to be pescatarian right now. and so I had to realize, and I want y'all to realize this. Ask yourself, what is the longevity of what you're distracted by? All right? We grown adults on this call. Can I be honest? When you hit that blunt or you smoke that cigarette, you get a buzz. How long does the buzz last? And what I really want y'all to visualize, when you inhale and then you exhale, how long do you even see the smoke? That's your prime example that it don't got no long-term value for you. When you blow it out, you see the smoke, and then the smoke just disappears. And you ain't gonna see no more smoke until you hit it again. So how I help myself with food, I'm like, this might be very, very like, but y'all, you eat the food and then you digest the food. You just ate $100 and number two'd it out 2 hours later. Like, is you cool? That junk did not last long. Like I swear, when I go out to eat and I spend a lot of money sometimes, and the food, it's like it's okay. I'll be like, bro, I just had 10 minutes of like happy taste buds, bro. I just had 30 minutes of happy taste buds, bro. Now I'm walking out of here all full, and it's just finna leave my body. Your high is gonna disappear. The girls, most of y'all ain't ladies, man, like me, man. So, you just fantasize it on social media, brother. No, I was just playing. I was just playing. Nah, get the itis right away. Nah, facts. But nah, y'all, we got to cut off our distractions. Did I give y'all a good laugh? But no, really though. Let's lock back in. Right? All seriousness. You gotta put you gotta put barriers in front of you going to that bad habit. All right? You gotta put barriers between you and it. All right? You wanna stop smoking this week? A lighter is cheap. Throw away all your lighters. If you still got some cigarettes, you still got some blacks, if you still got some weed left, and you just looking at it, throw out all them lighters and let that inconvenience you to think about your goals. I ain't telling you throw away your smokes. All right? Delete that app. And every time you type in Instagram in that search bar so you could go to that app, you're going to be like, wait, why Instagram ain't coming up? Oh, dang. I used all my productivity hours or minutes, right? So let's talk about how to close more conversations without feeling salesy. Let's close this thing out with some business talk, right? So I want to show you guys how to close with confidence, because knowing how to present your offer and guide someone to a decision is what's going to separate wishful thinkers from real earners. Man, I hope I get somebody in my business today. It's a big difference between that person and the person that's getting the daily paycheck emails. All right. So I'm going to give y'all the 3C framework, closing framework, the 3C closing framework. Number one is connect. Always lead with connection. Ask questions that show that you care before you try to close somebody. All right. First question, possible question. What are you working on right now? What's your main goal this year? All right. Those are some good questions that will allow people to really open up and give you whatever you want to hear, give you what you need to even be able to close them. All right. So one is connect. Always lead with connection. Ask questions that show that you care before you close. Two, clarify the gap. People buy when they realize there's a gap between where they are and where they want to be. All right. I ask people, what's stopping you from hitting your goal? Man, I really want to open up a hair salon. What's stopping you? Stopping you from doing that? Oh, well, just like the money. Okay, boom. I identified that money is the problem. Right? Second question that you could ask to clarify the gap. What would having more income and time and freedom really mean for you? Now they're going to start to really think about it. They're going to really start to dwell on what they really want. They're going to dig deep and they're going to say, man, more time for me means more time for my family and the people that I love and care about. Man, more income for me means less stress for me, means more experiences. All right? Man, more freedom for me means more happiness. Right? Understand, I talked about this last week. It's all about getting people to make an emotional decision, because when they could get emotionally attached, you could get anybody to buy something. Anybody could buy something. But buy something and really be happy with what you bought and really use what you bought. Right? A lot of the people that I bring into my business, they plug in. They plug in. Especially the people that I really, really talk to. They plug in. Why? Because I got them emotionally connected with not only just paying the fee, I got them emotionally connected with what the community could do for them and what they could really get out of this. All right. Third is confidence in the offer. Share your story and your vision of what's possible for them. Don't beg, don't oversell, just show them the truth. Right? When they say, man, I'm working on this right now, my goal is this, but this been stopping me, you say, that's exactly why I started. That's confidence. Right? That's you saying, I know we got the tools and the mentorship that you're missing. So, like let me get you plugged into my community. Let's get you plugged in so we can start working on this together. Like, how many people, I even follow up with another question to get them to really think. How many people do you have in your life right now that's working with you day by day to help you get closer to your goals? Man, that one is good. That one is good. How many people do you have in your life right now that are working with you day by day to help you get closer to your goals? They gonna really think about that. And they gonna say, man, it's really just me. And I'm gonna tell them, look, bro, it don't have to be just you. Name me one person that just got rich and wealthy by just being them. Nobody. So if I was willing to work with you, plug in with you, learn with you, grow with you, and show you everything that I know for us to help you get closer to where you want to be, is that something that you would be open to? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. Nobody wants to do this life thing by themselves. Nobody wants to grind by themselves. That's just a fact. But a lot of people just haven't gotten the genuine offer. A lot of people haven't even gotten a genuine opportunity from somebody who knows what they want first and foremost, and who shows that they care. And the way that you show what you care is by knowing what they want. All right. So these are things that you could be saying in conversation. This isn't even to get them to join after a Zoom call. This is conversation starters, right? First conversation starter is the connection. Hey, what's good, man? I just ran across your Instagram page and I wanted to connect with you. What are you currently working on? What do you currently do? Okay, that's fire. And then like, what's your main goal this year? I just gave y'all a whole script to go and connect with a bunch of new people. And this is genuine connection. I want y'all to understand everything in life is sales first and foremost, but a lot of people just don't know how to communicate. Drop a one in the chat if you could be honest and say, man, you know what? That might be me. I don't know how to communicate. I've never been taught how to really have real progressive conversations that could lead to a common goal or a problem being solved. A lot of people don't know how to communicate. So what I'm teaching y'all right now is not sales. This is communication, right? This is communication. How do you respond to good morning? What's the scenario? Somebody texting me good morning, like, and just randomly saying good morning. I respond to good morning by saying, good morning. What you got planned today? I always, and look, that's a training right there. Some of y'all have conversation and y'all have conversations with periods. That's not a conversation. Those are statements. A conversation, and a lot of girls, y'all might notice, and y'all might be the problem too. But I could just think back about how, like, in certain relationships and certain situations, people don't know how to communicate and conversate. It'd be like type it. It don't be like progressive conversation. It'd be like, good morning. Like, hey, good morning, baby. Okay. What next? So you gotta communicate with the intention to take something to the next step. How you doing? Good. Exactly. Good. Okay. At that point, I'll be like, look, brother, if you don't want to talk, we ain't gotta talk. I mean, you being mad short right now. And it'll be, oh, my bad, I'm multitasking, or whatever the excuse may be. But we got to be leaders. You got to be a good communicator in life, in business, in relationships. So, it's about, look, boom, good morning. Somebody say good morning to me, I'm going to say good morning. I hope all is well. What you got planned today? Oh, I'm about to do this, do that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds like a busy day. Me personally, even if they don't ask me, I give it. Me personally, I'm about to da 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 da. And usually my da 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 is to peak interest if I'm trying to get them to know more about my business. Yeah, man, I got to go ahead and book this Airbnb for this trip to Miami. Make sure everybody lands safely. This week. I'm just saying all type of stuff that could sound cool, and they'd be like, "What? Miami? You going to Miami?" I'm like, yeah, I'm a founder of a travel club. I help people, make money. Why I voluntarily give information. to pique interest. Y'all got to do more of that. Right. So again, this is how you communicate. This is like conversations, right? One, connect. Use the things that I told you and showing you how to connect. Two, clarify the gap. Right. Three, confidence is in the offer. Offer them something. Hey man, look, ain't no point of us just following each other, man. I know you said you want to get here, and I really believe that I got the tools and the resources that can help you get there. Unless you just want to be followers and just like each other pictures every now and then. I mean, we could do that. But if you know, I'm the type of person where if I could see that I could possibly help, I want to offer some help. Right? I just connected with this one girl. Let me show y'all, or let me get the facts straight. Connected with this one girl. I found her a reel, and she been blowing up. I'm good for finding people before they blow up. The reel that I found of her got 12.1 million views. 12.1 million views. The reel before that got 1.1 million. The reel after that got 19 million views. She went from 4,000 followers to 13.5 thousand followers, and every day she get like a new 1,000. And I sent the deal. And I'm talking about in there. I'm in there now. I'm in there now. She talking about what type of content you want to create, da 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 da. I'm like, look, I ain't even trying to create content with you. We follow each other, da da da. I'm pressing the issue. You blowing up, you got views and all, but I know that junk ain't paying you. I see you a nail tech. See you a nail tech. Is that enough, or is that all that you really want to do, or is that more that you might want to do? All right, I'm in that. All right. Then after you do it, get them a call to action. Look, I'm locking in with 3 to 5 people this week and helping them build income online. And I feel like you could be perfect for this. Like, would you want to get like an inside look into what it is that I do? All right. I give them the offer. I give them the option to say yes or no. I don't, yes or no. So action challenge, closing this thing out. Right. One, identify your distraction, remove it or limit it. Like I say, y'all ain't got to go completely. It's hard to completely go cold turkey. I'm not telling you, you need Instagram and social media. You need to leverage it, use it. So don't just deactivate your account, but maybe you need to uninstall the app and only install it during times where you can be productive on it. Right. Or set the limit. All right. But some of y'all gonna put that password in and y'all gonna remove that limit. You know how you could put a limit on the app? I'm good for not even realize I'm bypassing the limit. I'm good to just bypass it. I had to start deleting it. Next, have 5 conversations today where you apply the 3C closing framework. I'm gonna drop it in the WAP community for you guys. Okay. And then 3, write your vision down again as if it's already happened and read it every morning this week. Y'all believe y'all can do that? So we're going to close this thing out. And I want to tell you guys that your business will grow at the speed of your confidence, your clarity, and your consistency. Do not wait to feel ready, right? Act like the person you are becoming. Do not wait to feel ready. Act like the person that you are becoming right now, today, tomorrow, and every day moving forward, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this morning dedication. I will be dropping a recording, and I will be dropping the 3 C's closing framework for you guys. And then what I want you guys to do, for everybody that does it, right? If you ain't got much going on right now, you should start those 5 to 10 conversations. Do 20 if you really want to win, but go start those 5 to 10 conversations right after this call. I'm about to drop the messages in the chat, and I want y'all to go do it. And once you sent those 5 messages, take a screenshot and let me know that you did it in the Millionaire Conversations. But other than that, you guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. But we are out.